We present the apparent relief, a new descriptor tailored to the depiction of objects' shape through stylized shading. It allows to extract salient information about an input object's shape, such as convexity and curvedness, and use these to create stylized renditions directly through shading. We illustrate its benefits via 4 styles: cell shading, cartoon shading, counter shading, and exaggerated shading. Our main contribution is the apparent relief. It is a hybrid descriptor that works both in object space and image space. Starting with an input 3D object, we first extract an object space curvature tensor at its vertex. Principal curvatures are then interpolated per pixel, and we assign convexity information to each pixel. For instance, concave regions correspond to red regions, and convex regions to green ones. It helps identify different portions of an object, but is limited to object space. View dependency is simply not taken into account. We introduce an additional curvedness measure that computes the variation of normals in image space. As demonstrated in the paper, our formulation allows to extract the most prominent features in a continuous way, as opposed to previous methods. Combining convexity and curvedness information into a single descriptor, we obtain the apparent relief. The whole process works in real time on modern graphics hardware and is simple to implement. We provide an intuitive set of parameters to let the user control each step of the algorithm. Object space curvature magnitude may be made to influence more or less the response of the descriptor. Image space curvedness may also be made thinner or thicker. But the most interesting of all controls is the scale at which the descriptor is extracted. Increasing the scale makes the extraction coarser. It can be set globally for the whole image or modulated per pixel by another function, allowing the creation of compelling levels of detail. For instance, we propose to use depths to create depth of field effect. But actually, any special varying function might be used. Here we simply give more details to the region around the Mars cursor. Thanks to the information provided by our new shape descriptor, we are able to demonstrate a variety of shading styles incorporating shade-on-shape cues. Our apparent relief descriptor naturally lends itself to shading control by assigning a relief value to every pixel. This is simply done by using a texture that we call the apparent relief map, or ARM. It gives for any possible descriptor coordinate a gray-level relief value. The most straightforward use of an ARM is simply to draw its relief values. This is the approach taken in our cell shading style. The shader is thus in itself very simple. However, by varying input ARMs, we can create various combinations of the information given in the apparent relief. A more complex use of the apparent relief is to apply it in combination with the Xtoon texture. Depending on the chosen texture, many different renditions may be obtained, ranging from subtle color saturation to inverted colors and alpha trimming. Another place where apparent relief is useful is when shape features need to be reintroduced, such as with counter shading. Our approach easily allows such an operation and successfully depicts shape features in white on black regions and in black on white regions. Contrary to what is usually done by hand, it does not require to position artificial light sources. Our Our last example shows how the apparent relief is used to accurately control exaggerated shading. By letting shade features control the amount of details that is enhanced locally, we are able to precisely exaggerate details in places where they are needed. Our approach also works on animated inputs as shown with this hand model. We believe many other shading styles could benefit from our newly introduced shape descriptor. Thank you for your attention.